let's go back into a little bit of political maneuvering that Trump has been doing recently. We have Trump shaking up the Republican National Committee, the RNC. Donald Trump has endorsed the North Carolina Republican Party chairman, Michael Whatley, to succeed Ronna McDaniel as the Republican National Committee chair.
I think it's Whatley.
Whatever it is, I don't fucking care.
Whatley sounds hilarious.
I'm never gonna.
Michael Whatley.
Yeah. Well,
sorry.
Yeah, sorry.
Yeah.
Listen, Ronna McDaniel has been a terrible chairman of the Republican Party.
Yeah, they just keep losing.
They just keep losing. They lost in 2018. They lost in 2020. They lost in 2022. They've lost pretty much every election.
Lost in 2023.
Yes.
We'll see if they lose tonight in New York.
We'll see if they lose tonight in New York. Yeah, the election results should be coming in at 9 o'clock.
Okay.
So, but anyway, Ronna McDaniel's been a fucking absolute nightmare. Ronna McDaniel is related to Mitt Romney. So a lot of these hard right Republicans view her as the swamp, as any swamp could be. Yeah. So
I mean, she is. And to be clear,
she is. No lie.
Yeah, absolutely.
Okay? Now, what makes this so funny? Wait, you know what? I want to say one more thing about Michael Whatley. What is it?
Whatley. I love how assertively you said it that time. I want to say another thing about Michael Whatley.
You know what it is, guys? I was an only child, so I didn't.
Let's take it all the way back.
So I didn't speak much growing up. You know. I read a lot in my head.
I think you're pretty good.
Are you being honest with me?
Yes. Despite these occasional corrections,
okay.
That I have to come in with.
When you leave this apartment, I cry every night. After we record, I just cry and I look at myself in the mirror and I ponder why I do what I do. If you're just gonna make fun of me all the time,
idiot.
God, I'm so stupid. God, this is why Mom didn't love you. No, I'm kidding. My mom loved me very much.
Yeah, you were the only one to love, so.
Exactly. Yeah. She had no choice. She was stuck with my dumb ass. Anyway, this is my
that was a rant. That was
fucked up.
Okay. We just got off track.
So Michael Whatley has been very successful in North Carolina. Okay. He's actually led the Republicans to securing the majorities in the North Carolina Senate through some deep political maneuvering. Okay. He's lost the governor election in 2020, but truth be told, he's done a very good job of running the party down there. So hard right Republicans are very happy to see Michael Whatley take this position, because if he gets in there, they view like, oh man, we're going to win 2024. We're going to win 2026. We got this shit. But then Trump, because he's a fucking clown, supports his daughter-in-law, daughter-in-law, Lara Trump, to be the co-chairwoman of the RNC. Why? She was, for her background, she was a magazine editor for 4 years, and then she worked on Donald Trump's presidential campaign starting in 2016. Those are the only jobs she's ever had. And now she's going to be the co-chair of the whole national party. That seems like a really bad idea.
Loyalty.
Well,
right.
Yes, loyalty. Yeah. Right? Because now Trump is valuing loyalty above all else.
Yes, exactly.
Right? He's saying loyalty above success. Loyalty above results.
And he's seen Ronna McDaniel as like waveringly loyal.
Yes. Right? There was actually a point where the RNC almost fully endorsed Trump for the 2024 presidential election without even finishing up the rest of the primaries with Nikki Haley. Yeah. And he actually was like, don't do that.
Really?
Yeah, he said don't do that.
Okay.
Yeah.
Why? Do you know?
I think even he recognizes that would be a bad look for everybody.
Okay.
That's that. Thank God he's at least somewhat politically smart for his own sake, because that would have been looked terrible. Yeah. Right. Because then all those Nikki Haley supporters, and how is Nikki Haley supposed to endorse Trump after that? Right. I want to give one shout out to what Lara Trump has said back in 2019 of April. I was just reading her Wikipedia page to try to get a good roundabout view of what she is and what she stands for. She's a very short Wikipedia page, but this quote made it, and I thought it was so funny. So in April 2019, Lara Trump described German Chancellor Angela Merkel's decision to accept refugees during the European migrant crisis of 2015 as the downfall of Germany. It was one of the worst things that ever happened to Germany. Is that one of the worst things that ever happened to Germany? Pretty sure the Holocaust happened in Germany. Yeah. So anyway, just thought that was funny.
Very on brand.
Very on brand.
Yeah.
Well, why is that on brand? Is it because she's a Nazi? No. It's because she's stupid? Probably.
Because she's anti-immigration.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's extremely on brand under the Trump umbrella.
Yeah, of course. So Michael Whatley has been, very loyal to Trump. Following the 2020 presidential election, he promoted the lies purported by Trump to its full degree. He supported using the courts to overturn the election results by any means necessary. Eventually, he has said that Joe Biden is the legitimate president, but saying Joe Biden is the legitimate president does not mean that you don't believe the election was stolen, right? Because you can be the legitimate president and have stolen the election. All you need is the electoral votes to be certified by the House, and technically you're the legitimate president.
Okay.
So him saying that he's the legitimate president is not the bending the knee to Joe Biden's victory, as it seems to be at first glance.
Yeah. It's so scary to have the election denial normalized like this so much by so many people, because Congress still does have a role to play in ratifying the elections, and it's so partisan.
Yeah. Well, Elise Stefanik has said on national TV last Sunday that if she was Mike Pence, she would not have certified the election results.
Yeah.
Elise Stefanik is the number 3 most powerful House Republican. And she said flat out, she's like, nope, I would have thrown it all out.
Yeah.
I would have not made Joe Biden president on election day.
Yeah.
On January 6th. So this is the type of Republican Party we're dealing with. But I want to give one more shout out to actually the guy who used to be my congressional representative, Lee Zeldin. So I used to live on Long Island District 1, and that was represented by Republican Lee Zeldin. Republican Lee Zeldin ran for governor of New York in 2022.
Okay.
And he got very close to beating Kathy Hochul.
Wow.
He got within 5 points of flipping the governorship of New York State
to red.
That's
wild.
And he was able to do this by attacking those suburban areas and ended up doing very well in suburban areas in Massapequa. He was doing very well in Massapequa. Now, the reason I say that is because today we have an election in New York District 3 where Massapequa is. And it was like a plus 10 Trump district, but then it ended up voting by Lee Zeldin by 40-something plus points in 2022. And so he has a very good political acumen. I don't agree with the guy on almost anything, but he's a very talented politician.
Okay.
I really thought they were going to make him RNC chair. I really thought that would have been the right move. Lee Zeldin is a very powerful strategist.
Okay. And he was in talks?
He was in talks.
Okay.
Now, I also think he's in talks to be Trump's VP. I've heard conversation that Trump's VP is coming from New York. I've heard talks that Trump's VP has been extremely successful in past elections.
Okay.
And so I think they might pick Lee Zeldin for VP, which would be a very dangerous VP pick for Democrats, because don't underestimate this guy, Lee Zeldin. Like I've met him before. My dad has met him before.
Okay.
Like, we know Lee Zeldin. This dude is a fucking killer.
Damn.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. And the fact, listen, the fact that I'm seeing my local representative fly through the ranks. He used to be a Suffolk County public councilman. Okay. So he was at the bottom of the food chain, goes into Congress, runs for governor all within 10 years. And he's just getting 5 points within flipping New York red.
Wow.
Yeah. The guy's no joke.
Wow. Okay.
Yeah. The guy's no joke. He's a dangerous motherfucker.
Damn.
Yeah. And he's young. You know? He's in his 40s or 50s. Like, he'll be around for a long time.
Yeah.
So he, you know, I if I was the Republicans, I would have picked him for RNC chair. But maybe if he's going for VP, might be better used there. But interesting that Ronna McDaniel's reign will finally be over, as it should be, with her disastrous performances.
What triggered her downfall? Why is now the moment?
I think it's just like the party chairs don't last this long.
Okay.
It's been like 6 years now.
Okay.
You know, and normally the person running for president installs their preferred pick.
Okay.
This didn't happen with the Democrats. I don't think our current, or the Democratic National Committee chair is a guy named Jamie Harrison. Jamie Harrison ran for senator in South Carolina against Lindsey Graham and didn't do all too well, but he raised just a shit ton of money.
Okay.
And one of the things that means you're a good chair of a party is being able to raise money.
Yeah.
So he got the spot. I don't actually know what happened behind the scenes. It wasn't too much of a talk about, did Joe Biden get Jamie Harrison in there? Very possible. I know Jim Clyburn, the number 3 leader in the House, or not anymore, but one of the very powerful Democrats in the House from South Carolina, really liked Jamie Harrison.
Okay.
So it's very possible he volleyed to get, or worked to get that person in the spot.
You were close on a word there. I'm trying to get it too. I don't know what it is.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
You know what I'm trying to say?
Vied?
Vided?
Vied. V-I-E-D. Vied for...
Yeah. Vide.
Okay.
Vide. So anyway, point is, Lee Zeldin might be vice president. We'll see. And Whatley is going to be the new RNC chair probably with Trump's endorsement.
Okay.
Crazy stuff.
Yep.